Hello everyone, this is Vika from JW SteelCrafts.com. So real quick, the video of today is me reacting to the Viking weapons. The weapon were being used in Viking battles in the past, in Middle Ages. So if you guys love weapons just like that one, we're gonna talk about what they were using for and how they used it. That's going to be interesting video, because me personally, I love to learn about different cultures and things like that. So since we do blacksmithing, so we wanted to have something more knowledgeable, so we want to make sure we get the best weapon as according to the history. That's very important for us and also for our client. So without further ado, let's just get into this video, and we'll talk about more about the product and more the swords and axes they used.
Good day. We're going to tell you about Viking weaponry. We're going to show you what they used and how they used it.
Okay, so first we have a CX knife.
The first weapon we'll start with is the seax, otherwise known as a sax.
It's a different one.
This would be worn on the Viking on a belt, right across the front here. Nice and handy, so you can get to it when you need to. It's also a multi-tool, came in very useful, a bit like a large machete. So you can cut through bush, wood or rope.
Absolutely.
But should it come to the crunch,
CX is one of the knife which is multitasking.
As we'll show you now.
Also used for fighting. That's very dangerous, we gotta be careful with that.
A deadly weapon.
Wow. So we have a one hand axe.
Another Viking weapon is the hand axe.
Oh,
one of the most
I
common
got
weapons. A lot of Vikings were originally farmers, and if you were called into battle, what's the first thing you're going to grab?
It's a beard axe. It's a different size, but it's the same
you have on your farm. This would be the type of axe that would be used on a farm. A multi-tool, again, chopping the wood, cutting up large bits of meat and bone. This is a more specialised item. This is a bearded axe.
Bearded axe.
This part here
I have two of them,
is the
actually.
beard, which is on the face of the axe. Now this is known as a skegox. Your skeg is your beard. Now this comes in very useful. During combat, this can be used to gain entry to your enemy if he has a shield. What you can do is you can use it in a chopping action to try to get through, but if you catch their shield,
you can pull
it out the way, thrust in, and you'll reach where you want to be. Another movement can be the disarm. Once you catch their axe or even a sword, you can twist and remove it from their hand, disarming them with the hand axe. A very useful item. Probably not thrown in battle because you wouldn't want to discard your weapon, but could be used in recreation just to keep your target practice up.
Single-handed
The next item I'm going to show you is the single-handed spear.
It's a long spear.
A useful item to have on you, and again, quite a common thing you'll see. A spear being one of the staples of the Viking warrior. This would be used in one hand, much like the axe would, and you would have a shield in the other. Very hard to get through to. And of course, you've got a further reach. Now, if I had an axe, all I have to do is get past the pointed end, like so. As you can see, the hard thing is trying to get past the important part at the end, but a very popular weapon indeed.
Double-handed spear.
Another weapon used by the Vikings was the double-handed spear. Some of these 8-9 feet long. Handy thing to have.
Even longer than that as well.
A common item as well. But of course, if you've got both hands on a spear, you have no defense, and this is where your shield brother comes in useful. I will be a shield brother in a shield wall, and he is behind me, but he has more reach. He can see things I can't. I can open people up, and he can then stab through. Also, we can move around quickly. I can get him where I want him, so he can look after me as well, and we will take care of each other.
Chainmail.
Vikings, of course, also needed to protect themselves. One way of doing that was a mail shirt. Now, there's a few different ways of making mail. This is split mail, where the rings are pressed together. Not one of the most common ones, or the most protective, unfortunately. But then you could rivet the mail as well and also weld it together. Welding would take slightly longer, but it'd be much stronger than this. And the rivet, well,
I think
the
rivet is
mail,
stronger.
the most expensive,
Yeah.
would take the longest, and of course be the heaviest. Only the richest and mightiest warriors could afford this.
True.
But this could
I
save your
read about
life.
it.
If you were cut in battle, you may die 2 weeks later from infection. So this was going to save your life.
Only few people were able to afford that chainmail, I think.
Another important thing to do in Viking times was protect your head. Now, you could go into
Very
battle without
important.
wearing anything, but I wouldn't fancy that myself. To begin with, you could have a simple boiled leather hat. You boil the leather, makes it tougher, shapes to your head, it's a good start. But again, if you can afford something better, you definitely wear it. Early helmets like this from around year 750 were found in Valsgard during the Vendel period in Sweden. So it's considered sort of pre-Viking, but you can see these guys will be well protected in these. The later period saw the nasal helm, quite a generic helmet. But you'll notice how neither of these helmets have horns on. Your helmet should be a nice conical shape so you can deflect a glancing blow. Anything sticking out and it's going to cause you problems. But it's a good way to go into battle well protected.
That's very educational.
Another quite brutal weapon used by the Vikings was the mace. Now this purely for battering people.
Not a lot of people know about this weapon though. Mace. Oh, sword, obviously.
The ultimate fighting Viking weapon, the sword. The most expensive,
I got
the
one
made
too.
purely for battle and only used
We'll talk about that
by
later
the
on.
professional warriors who could afford one. These were very expensive and they were handed down in the families. Sometimes the Vikings would imbue them with the spirit of their ancestors. By adding the carbonized bone of their ancestor to the iron, they would create a stronger sword, a steel weapon. And this is how they were used.
Wow. Damascus, one of my favorite
At
ones.
the head of your Viking army, you can
big
protect
one.
yourselves with the mighty Damascus. Someone who's not to be messed with. The
Damascus.
famous Viking at Stamford Bridge was said to be on the bridge, keeping back a whole army with his Damascus. These could cleave a man and horse in two with one blow, not to be trifled with.
It's more powerful than other weapons. I think that's pretty much it. Made by JW Viking Center. Okay, that was interesting video. If you guys want to follow them, please follow them. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys are looking to have any of the weapons we were being used in the video, and definitely we do make some of the items, and as I told you guys that I will be showing you some of the weapons we make. So here's one of the Viking sword I mentioned. I will be giving some of the links of these items, and if you guys have any above all of that, I want to know a little bit more about the behind the things they mentioned. If you guys have any knowledge about that, just give me some sort of comments and let me know more about the history of Vikings. That would be highly appreciated, and please stay tuned for the next video. We actually bringing some new content. You guys gonna love that. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a wonderful day.